Aave could rise 2.7% tomorrow, CoinDataFlow data forecasts. Let's begin with what the price is currently showing us. Aave has weakened by 4.8% since yesterday and is now holding around $72.13. Let's transition to the analyst section. CoinDataFlow sees the price approaching $74.11 by tomorrow, and that implies a rise of close to 2.7%. Coin price forecast sees a path for Aave to reach $73.65, implying a move up of 2.1%. Coin Codex points out it could test the $72.38 level, an upward move of 0.3%. Another estimate from Digital Coin Price highlights Aave might drop to $70.95, about 1.6% below now. And finally, Crypto Predictions highlights a move towards $67.09 by June 25, representing a loss of 7%. This stands as the most profitable forecast in today's lineup. That's the full picture for tomorrow. Time to see what else is ahead. Here's how the 5 forecasts translate into numbers and probabilities. Looking across the forecasts from each market expert, the price may shift anywhere between a decline of 7% and a rise of 2.7%, depending on the analyst. It turns out, Crypto Predictions has the highest expected return with 7% gain in value by tomorrow. Therefore, you could earn between $3 and $70 for every $1,000 you invest. Looking at probabilities, CoinCodex's forecast ranks as the strongest, with a 96.5% chance of success. Taking into account all 5 forecasts, I've put together one overall consensus scenario. Consensus positioning shows Aave trading near $71.63. Here's the detailed picture. The consensus trend signals a 0.7% decline by tomorrow. By that same margin, your capital might also go up. A 1000 setup might point to a potential $7 increase. And in practical terms, this consensus forecast carries a likelihood of 95.7%. Now then, let's take a closer look at how analysts envision the 3-day scenario. The forecast from CoinDataFlow points to a push higher for Aave. The direction similarly noted by CoinPrice forecast is clearly upward. The direction outlined by CoinCodex also points toward further gains. Digital Coin Price expects Aave to fall. Additionally, Crypto Predictions sees Aave on a downward slope. Collectively, the forecasts suggest Aave will remain balanced across this 3-day horizon. At this stage, 60% of analyst opinions reflect a bullish scenario for Aave. 5 forecasts came out 2 days ago. Now we look at their accuracy. By the end of the session, the price stood at $72.44. In the end, just 2 of 5 were correct about the move. If accuracy is the measure, then Digital Coin Price came out on top. Now let's break it apart. In yesterday's move, 2 forecasts landed inside the candle. Looking at ROI, several forecasts delivered gains, and Digital Coin Price came out on top with 2.1%. Here's the full recap, the complete breakdown of the results in one view. In today's data, CoinDataFlow registered $4.24 in accuracy, 92.8% forecast probability, and minus 3.5% ROI. Try to spot whose forecast turned out the most precise. Now we'll see how Aave stands in tomorrow's expected returns compared with a few others.